You ever wonder what actually happens to your food once you swallow it? It's like you chomp down on a burger, wash it down with a soda, and then what? Where does all that food go once it disappears past your throat? Welcome to the stomach, your body's most underrated nightclub slash blender slash chemical factory. Spoiler alert. It's a little gross, but it's also fascinating. First things first, your stomach isn't just a lazy bag waiting around for food. Nope. It's basically a muscular machine designed to grind, churn, and dissolve whatever you throw at it. When you swallow, food travels down your esophagus, also known as the food highway. At the end of that road, there's a gatekeeper muscle called the lower esophageal sphincter. Think of it like a grumpy bouncer at the door. It opens up, lets the food in, and then slams shut to make sure nothing comes back out. Unless, of course, you eat way too much or lay down too fast, and then the bouncer gets sloppy. That's when acid reflux crashes the party. Now, once your food officially checks into the stomach, the real action begins. The walls of your stomach are made of strong muscles that squeeze, twist, and fold like they're kneading pizza dough. This process is called mechanical digestion. Basically, your lunch gets tossed around like it's stuck in a washing machine. No matter how fancy the meal looked on the plate, inside your stomach, it's all becoming the same lumpy mess. But here's the kicker. Muscles alone can't break down a cheeseburger. That's why your stomach has its own chemical cocktail, known as gastric juice. This powerful mix is made up of hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes. Hydrochloric acid is so strong it could dissolve metal, yet somehow your stomach handles it just fine. Its job is to break food into smaller pieces and wipe out bacteria that might have hitchhiked in on your meal. Then comes pepsin, the enzyme that goes after proteins. If you had steak, chicken, or beans, pepsin is cutting those proteins apart like a microscopic set of scissors. Now you might be wondering, wait, if stomach acid is that strong, why doesn't it eat through me too? Good question. The answer is mucus. Your stomach has a thick, protective layer of mucus that acts like a shield. Without it, the acid would start digesting you instead of your dinner, which is nightmare fuel, but thankfully not reality. This whole process takes time, as food doesn't just drop in and disappear in minutes. It usually hangs out in the stomach for about 2 to 4 hours, depending on how heavy your meal was. That giant plate of fried food you had at midnight, that's going to stick around for a while. Meanwhile, your stomach keeps squeezing, mixing, and splashing food with acid until it turns into a semi-liquid mush called chyme. Imagine a smoothie that nobody asked for. When the chyme is ready, the stomach carefully lets it leave through another muscle gate called the pyloric sphincter. From there, it heads into the small intestine, where most of the nutrient absorption happens. Think of the stomach as the prep kitchen and the small intestine as the dining hall, where your body finally gets to enjoy the nutrients. But digestion isn't just about breaking food down. It also comes with some bonus features. Ever heard your stomach growl in a quiet room? It's actually the sound of your stomach muscles contracting and pushing air and food around. It's basically your body's way of saying, hey, fuel tank's running low, and that sleepy feeling after a big meal. That's your body redirecting energy toward digestion. In other words, your stomach is working so hard on your food that the rest of you feels like taking a nap. Here's a fun fact. The environment inside your stomach is so acidic, the pH between 1.5 and 3, that it's one of the harshest places in your entire body. Yet your stomach does this every day, quietly and efficiently, without you even noticing. It doesn't matter if you're eating salad, pasta, or microwave noodles, the stomach treats them all the same way. So to wrap it up, digestion in the stomach goes something like this. Food enters past the bouncer. Muscles mash it up, acid and enzymes tear it apart. It turns into a slurry called chyme, and then it's shipped out for the small intestine to finish the job. Simple, effective, and a little bit gross if you think too hard about it. The next time you sit down for a meal, just remember that your stomach is a hard-working blender and acid factory combo. It doesn't complain, it doesn't brag, it just gets the job done every single day. And maybe when your stomach growls during class, at work, or in the middle of the night, you'll realize it's not just making noise, it's keeping you alive. One mashed up bite at a time. This has been Think Bits, breaking down science into something you can actually understand with a laugh along the way. Now go eat something and let your stomach handle the dirty work.